Hi guys, welcome to DST classes. In this video lecture, I will explain different data types used in VHDL. So data types. So in VHDL, in some parts we use different types of types. So means in entity we use, in port list we use signal type. So whereas in signal declaration we use different types. Variables, whereas in constant for writing data objects we use types. So what a data type actually? So data types are just attached to the data that helps the VHDL compiler in understanding how to treat that particular data is. Okay. It is an attribute attached to the data that helps the VHDL compiler in understanding how to treat that data. Okay. So in VHDL we define data types. So while initializing signals, variables, constants and generics also. In port list also we use signal types. So also VHDL allows user to define their own data types according to their needs, and those are called as user data types. So mainly we have two types of data types. One is user defined data types and second one is predefined data types. So predefined data types are bit vector these. So these are defined by the developers. Whereas if any user want their own data types, VHDL allows to create their own data type also. Okay, this is a facility which a VHDL has. So we have different types of data types. Data types are mainly classified into four types: scalar type, array type, emulator type and composite types. So in scalar types we have this example, these types. So integer has a value which is a integer type, means minus 2 power 31 plus 1 to plus 2 power 31 minus 1. These are the ranges of a integer. Real values are factorial values. So 4.5. So we can give real number. Boolean. So boolean means where a value is either true or false. And second scalar type is bit type. So it has only one bit, either 0 or 1. So next scalar data type is bit vector. So here we will give more number of values. So if bit means only either 1 or 0, if we have more than one bit, we will use bit vector. So next one is physical type. So here we will give time, or so example 10 nanoseconds or 100 microwatts. So here we will give different physical data type also. And natural data types, pass-through data types and STD logic and STDU logic. So standard logics. So IEEE 1164 package will use STD logic and STDU logic. So bit has only two values, either 0 or 1, whereas STD logic has 4 values. So logic 0, logic 1, unknown value and high impedance value. So these are the some of the data types which are available under scalar types. So second one is array types. So name itself indicates that arrays. So if we have more than one bit, so we use array types. So bit vector and a string. So string is a set of characters, and STD logic or vector or STD underscore U logic underscore vector. So STD vector and STD unsigned logic vector. So right. So these are all array types. More than one bit comes under array types. So bit vector 0, 1, 1, 0. This is an example. String more than one character, and whereas STD logic. So emulator type, these are user defined. So as I discussed earlier, in VHDL there are two types of data types. One is predefined types. So all these are all. So this is a user defined. So sorry, this is a predefined and this is also a predefined. So whereas these are emulator types are user defined, means user can create their own data types. This facility is available only in VHDL, whereas in C we don't have any. This facility is not there in C. So where last one is composite. data types. So array of array, record type, mostly we use record types in composite types. So these are the data types. Okay, scalar type, array types, emulator types are predefined types. So these two are predefined types. Emulator types are user defined types, and composite types. So mainly scalar types, integer, floating, emulator types are created by user. Array types. Okay, so these are the some of the data types: bit vector, boolean, character. Bit is 0 and 1, bit vector more than 1 bit, boolean is true or false, character is only one character among A to Z. Integer, so we have integer range. Between this integer range we can use. Real means floating points 4.035. String, set of character is called a string. So next type is time. So we can define time also, 10 nanosecond, 40 nanosecond like. So next is data type STD logic. Here we have 4 types: 0, 1, unknown value and high impedance value, and more than one type. So these two, STD logic and STD logic vector types, are IEEE standards. So these are physical. So how we will give physical? So this is 100 nanoamperes, 1000 microamperes, 1000 milliamperes. So we can give amperes or watts also. So this is about different data types. So data types, mainly data types are just attributes attached to the data that helps the VHDL compiler in understanding how to treat the particular data, how we can treat the data, whether in which type, bit type or scalar type or vector type. So how we can treat the data is defined by the data types. Thank you so much.